Welcome to Cora's podcast for mechanical service company owners and operators. We share practical ways to lead with trust, respect, and ownership, so your technicians stay motivated and committed for the long run. Let's get started.
Today, we're tackling something huge in commercial mechanical services: technician turnover. It costs millions.
It really does. And we've got some fascinating source material suggesting the answer isn't just pay or perks.
Right. It might actually be the software your techs use every day, the design of it. So here's the core conflict we're seeing. Owners, they generally know what keeps good techs. You know, autonomy, feeling respected, seeing a career path.
Yeah, the basics of good management, really.
Exactly. But then you look at the field service software most companies use, and it often feels, well, almost adversarial, like it's working against those goals.
It treats them like cogs in a machine, basically,
right.
Which leads to this crazy high turnover that everyone just seems to accept as normal.
Depressingly normal.
And that's where Cora's critique from these sources really bites. They argue that the big software players, they claim to be people first, but, well, they focus almost entirely on what management wants: tracking, compliance, dispatch control, the technician's actual workflow, their needs, often sidelined.
So it's a critical oversight, as they put it, designing for control, not necessarily empowerment.
Precisely, which sets the stage for a very different approach.
Let's unpack that. Cora, the company behind GamePlan Pro, they didn't just jump into software. They have, 35 years under their belt?
Yeah, since the early 90s, building custom workflow systems across dozens of service fields, they saw firsthand what worked and what didn't, on the ground.
All that custom work must have given them some serious insight.
It really did. And that led to this pivotal moment about 25 years back. They adopted a model they called CC.
Custom software as a service.
Okay. Cloud hosted, which was forward thinking then. But here's the kicker, the really key detail. 0 fee increases for custom improvements requested by the client.
Wait, 0 cost for custom tweaks? How did that even work financially? More importantly, what did that do to the feedback process?
That's the genius of it. It completely flipped the power dynamic. Usually, management controls the budget, so they decide what software features get built.
Right, whoever holds the purse strings calls the shots.
But when improvements are free, suddenly the folks using the software, day in, day out, the technicians, their voices got amplified.
Because there was no cost barrier to listening to them.
Exactly. They often outnumbered management in feedback meetings. And techs, well, they tend to be brutally honest about what works and what's just annoying.
I can imagine. So the software genuinely evolved based on their needs first.
That's what the sources claim. It shifted from just a management tool to something that actually helped the techs do their jobs better, faster, and feel more skilled.
Okay, so theory's great, but did it work? Let's talk results. The sources mention some pretty dramatic numbers.
They really do. When the software focused on technician skill development, making their day easier, the business impact was huge.
Like doubling revenue in a year without adding staff? That sounds almost unbelievable.
That's in there. And average growth rates across their client base hitting over 30%. Pretty consistently.
And the turnover, the thing we started with,
plummeted. It apparently got to the point where GamePlan Pro companies had, and this is a quote, a lineup of technicians wanting to join. Because word got out, it was a better place to work, partly because of the software.
Wow. Okay, so that level of success must have caused some problems.
Ironically, yes, a business problem. Customers started seeing the software as this clear strategic advantage.
And they didn't want their competitors getting it.
You got it. They actually told Cora they were becoming a victim of your own success. They were hesitant to refer them.
So that forced Cora to evolve their offering.
Right. They couldn't just rely on custom projects if their best clients were gatekeeping referrals. They took all those common elements they'd perfected over decades.
And packaged them.
Basically, yeah. Into 2 main plans. There's still the super custom Enterprise GamePlan Pro for complex needs. But they also created Flex GamePlan Pro, highly configurable, lower cost, more off the shelf.
Making that technician-centric approach more widely available.
Exactly. Which brings us to the impact on the technician's daily reality now.
What does that look like? The sources talk about autonomy, empowerment, information symmetry, transparency, big words. What does it mean on a Tuesday morning for a tech?
It means they have the info they need, when they need it. They can see job history, parts infos, schedules. They're not constantly calling dispatch for basic stuff.
Less friction, more flow.
Right. They can self-coordinate more, manage their own day effectively. It treats them like a business within the business, not just a task doer.
That sounds like the kind of respect that leads to loyalty.
And it impacts the customer experience, too. There's even an anecdote in here about a mojo buyer, like a property management firm.
Yeah.
They actually made using Game Plan Pro a requirement for any mechanical contractor bidding on their work.
A requirement? Why?
Because the transparency and efficiency it created gave them, the buyer, a better, more reliable service experience. They trusted the contractors using it more.
That's powerful. So it changes the whole ecosystem. What about managers?
Their role shifts. Less command and control micromanagement, more mentoring and development. They're not chasing paperwork or constantly checking up.
Because the system provides that transparency, frees them up for higher value stuff.
You see it. And owners. Fewer fires to put out, less stress, more predictable growth.
Yeah.
It builds this core of trust.
Which probably explains their guarantee. They offer a no-obligation trial system, right?
Yeah, and they state, pretty bluntly, if you are not satisfied, you pay nothing.
Bold claim.
Backed up by the fact that, according to these sources, 98% of their customers stick around for 10, even 20 years or more. Yeah. That kind of retention speaks volumes.
It really does. So boiling it all down for you, the listener.
It suggests maybe the best software isn't just about tracking better. It's about fundamentally changing the dynamic, turning your tech platform into your loyalty engine.
Which leads us to that final thought, that provocative question for you to consider. If truly caring for your teams means using tools that empower them, not just monitor them, what assumptions baked into your current software might actually be undermining your own company's growth and pushing your best people out the door? Something to mull over.
That's the end of today's episode. Thanks for listening. Share these tips with your colleagues and remember to visit ucora.com for more on building motivated, long-lasting teams.